Okay guys, this week we're going to be running through a backward roll, so we're going to be breaking it down step by step and going through drills on how to make this skill work really well. I've got Daniel with me who's going to be demoing, and we're going to get started with a quick warm-up and then some strength that's going to be focused around backward roll techniques and stuff that's going to help us in the later on drills. So find a bit of room and let's get started. Okay guys, to find a bit of room, we'll get started with our warm-up, which is going to be just jogging on the spot first, nice and light, get those legs moving. And we'll do this for about 10 seconds. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From there, feet together, and we're bouncing forward and backwards. And we're doing it in 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straight into side to side again for 10 seconds. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. From there, give your legs a bit of a shake and swing your arms backwards just for 5 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Swing your arms forwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From there, fingers together, rolling your wrists around just for 5 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then pull one wrist down just for 3 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, and other side for 1, 2, 3. From there, we're going to move your head down and up, just nice and slowly for 10 seconds. So all the way down, back up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. From there, same thing, but we're going side to side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. From there guys, feet together, hands going all the way down the ground, squat position, and we're going to be doing pike bounces from here. So if you can't touch the ground while your legs are straight, as you lift up, your hands can come off the ground, but they need to get to a full straight position and a full tuck position, and we're going to do 10 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. From there guys, give everything a bit of a shake and we're going to get into some strength. So for this strength, what we're going to need is we're going to need a box and some space on the floor, and then we'll get ready. Okay guys, so grab your box, get ready for some strength. It's all going to be based around things that are going to be needed for a backward roll. So our first one we're going to be doing is tuck handstand push-ups. So you're going feet up on top of the box, hands down in a rough tuck push-up position, and you're going to be bending down, head quite close to the ground, pushing back up, which is going to be that same motion you need coming off the back end of a backward roll to push your body over vertical and onto the floor. So we're going to do this 10 times. Daniel's demoing. So knees are nice and bent, hips are up, shoulders are pushing away, eyes looking in between his hands. And again, it doesn't have to be all the way down to the ground, about halfway is fine. It's just getting your arms working together. So we're going to do 10 of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So guys, while you're doing this, if this is too difficult, get a smaller box, or you can walk your hands out a little bit further so it's more like a push-up position. The main thing we're going for is both hands pushing at the same time. On a backward roll, a lot of people tend to push with one hand or the other, and it sends you crooked. So we're really trying to work on that both arms at the same time kind of movement. Okay guys, next strength exercise we're moving on to are just a bit of a general body strength, because while you're doing a backward roll, it's using your whole body, it's using your legs, your calves, abs, shoulders, arms, a bit of everything. So first up guys, on this one we're going to be doing sit-ups. So if you need to, put your feet under a box. Daniel's got me to hold his legs, and we're going to be doing 10 sit-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Guys, from there we're going to go straight into tuck snaps. If this one's a bit too difficult for people that are learning this, you can sub in some more sit-ups or crunches. But again, it's just getting your core engaged, getting your abs working, because it's very important when we're doing a backward roll. So for Daniel, he's going to go straight into tuck snap. So you get that dish position, and we're doing it 10 times. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And guys, that movement is very similar to when you're coming into a backward roll. Legs are coming up to your chest and they're going to be grabbing, so it's just a good way to get that coordination going. Last one, guys, on the list is going to be squat jumps. Just to get your legs working, you do still need to push off in a backward roll, maybe not quite as much as other skills, but it's good just to have everything warmed up, everything ready to go. So front squat, and we're just going to be doing down to the ground touch and stand up squat jumps, and we're going to do 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now guys, you can see for this, every time, don't squat all the way down to the ground. Hips and butt are low, okay? You're not sticking out like this and wiggling your head all the way forwards and doing a jump. That just looks very awkward. It's not good position for your back, and it's not working your legs the way we want them to. So finish those off, guys, and we're going to get into some drills. Okay guys, first drill for backward roll is going to be really nice and easy, rock and roll. So Daniel's going to be demoing for us. You're sitting down on the ground in a tuck position. Key points, guys, for this: make sure one hand on either leg, okay? Just below your knees on your shins is a good spot to be in. And you can't see it for Daniel, but position should be knees apart just enough that they're not going into your chin or your face, okay? If they're together and you tend to roll and stop, they're either going into your chin, your nose, your eyes, or the top of your head, none of them which are very nice spots. So knees apart just enough that your head fits in if it needs to, not like a cowboy all the way out to the side. It looks a bit ridiculous. So once you've got that position down, packed feet together, you're going to be rolling all the way back to the top of your shoulders. You pull in on your shins on the way back, and you're finishing just again in that tuck position. Keep your stomach nice and tight, and it's just to get a feel for the move backwards and forwards in that tuck position, which can be a bit awkward when you're just starting out. So we're going to do that 10 times. So Daniel's already done the first. So that's 2. And every time you can see he's coming back and stopping just in that sitting position. That's 6, 7, 8, and you can see hand stay on shins the whole time. 9, and last one, 10. And again, guys, this should be nice and easy to get you started. He's not rolling past the top of his back, so you're not trying to roll onto your neck, you're not trying to roll onto your head. It's just that halfway rock, and when it leans you forward, you start pulling on your shins to get back to that sitting position. So give that a go. It's a nice opening to doing a backward roll. Okay guys, so next drill is going to be identical to what we were doing the last one, that same tuck position, that same rock back, but now you're moving your hands from your knees up, so palms are up, and that's what's going to rotate over and hit the ground, and then from there you're pushing off the ground and back to that sitting position. So again, Daniel's demoing, same start position, hands and legs. As you roll back, your hands lift up, they push off the ground, and hands go back to your knees again, okay? So again, very similar to that last one. Position should be the same, feet together, knees a little bit apart. You start identical. You start with your hands on your shins. As he rolls back, hands come up just to about your ears, guys. So like you're carrying 2 plates, 2 pizzas, whatever you want to call it, that position. And as your body rotates upside down a little bit, they're going to find the ground for you. So we're going to do that another 5 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So as you can start it nice and slow, get your coordination right. It might take a few just to get both hands up and palms pointed up. Some people tend to forget and put their hands that way. So it's good to start off slow, keep an eye on where your hands are and make sure they face that right direction, because you're not going to be pushing very well if your hands are faced the wrong way. So give that a go, guys, and then there's a few more drills as we work our way through to a full backward roll. Okay guys, so hopefully we've got those basic movements down packed nicely. You've got your hands coming from your legs up to your ears, should be feeling pretty good. So now we're going to make everything a little bit bigger. So you're going to be starting from a squat position. So Daniel's going to give us a demo first, and your knees are coming over a lot higher this time. We're not trying to roll all the way over. They're just going to that vertical point, and your knees are going to overhang a little bit, and then we're going to roll back. And when you're on the way back, guys, we're going to be trying to stand up. So Daniel will show you first, and I'll break it down. So when you're starting in squat position, if you feel comfortable starting from standing, that's fine. If you need to, start all the way down on the ground with your hands in front for a bit of support, okay? So Daniel's gonna go through this as slow as he can. So it's starting down nice and low. As he rolls, guys, you need a little bit of speed to stand back up. So before he starts, let's roll back, hands on the ground, you push. And when your hands come up to the front, guys, they can either grab onto your legs as you stand up, or like Daniel, they can swing a little bit. It depends on your proportions. So if you're a little bit more even, about 50-50 legs, upper body like me, you can tend to grab your legs. If you've got a little bit longer legs like Daniel, sometimes that swing from your hands down is gonna be enough to get you on the ground. So Daniel's gonna go again one more time. So again, squat down, that nice position, knees still a little bit apart, and initially your hands are going to your legs, and then again they come up just like we practiced in the rock and rolls, up to your ears, ready to push off the ground. And you can see his knees, they go all the way over, pushes back up, and he swings his arms to stand back up. So give that a go, guys. Daniel's gonna do it 3 more times. But again, it needs a little bit more power than those other rock and rolls we're doing, but try and keep it consistent. So push, hands swing down, knees stay tucked the whole time, okay, until you're ready to stand up. So let's rock back, hands on the floor, push. And you can see that time Daniel grabbed his knees, so it's a bit of fiddling backwards and forwards. If you need to swing your arms a little bit harder, you can. If you need to pull tucked in nice and tight, you can also do that to get back up on your feet. So last one. And you can see every time his hands come from his legs up to his ears nice and even. It's never one hand at a time. When that tends to happen, you tend to push only with one side and it makes your whole roll crooked off to the side and it's just difficult to fix. So guys, run through that a bunch of times, get confident with it, and then we're going to be moving on to a full backward roll. Okay guys, we worked through all those basic skills on the floor, so now we're going to go to a full backward roll over the top. It's always going to be a little bit awkward with your start, so grab a ramp if we have it, grab a mat as well on top if you need it, and we're going to get started. So Daniel's going to be demoing. Start off with sitting down on the edge of the ramp. So you can be right on the edge like Daniel is, a little bit further back is also fine, it's just where you feel comfortable. Hands again, start on your knees, it's just good practice. They're going to be coming up to your ears, and as you roll over vertical, so again, this is a hard skill to do slowly, but as you come over vertical, a lot of people tend to open out and they tend to splat on their stomach or land on their knees. You need to squeeze your abs and keep that tuck position. It's going to lift your feet so they're ready to land on the ground. So have a watch of Daniel's first, and you'll see what I mean. So it's a roll back, hands on the ground. And because Daniel's tall, his opening allows his legs to lift over. But if you have a watch when I go, I can keep it a little bit tighter because my legs are just that little bit shorter. So same position, hands on your legs, you go back, and then I pull that tuck in, and it lands me nice and tucked in that same starting position. So Daniel's going to go again, so you can have a watch of hand shape, of body shape, everything like that. Again, all these, they're going to look slightly different depending on your size, depending on your leg length, everything like that. But starting position is the same. Hands lifting up to your ears is the same. Again, make sure palms up like you're carrying a plate, like you're carrying something. If your palms are pointed down, there's nowhere for you to push on the floor and you tend to splat down that way. So again, Daniel rolls back. Feet tuck over when he gets to vertical and they find the floor for you. So guys, when you're doing this, a lot of people tend to push more with one arm than the other arm. If that happens, you can run through a few times on the ramp of just going to that pushing position and then rolling back down. So Daniel is going to demo for you. So you're not even trying to do the roll over. All you're trying to get to is laying down on your back, your hands touch the ground, and then because it's a ramp, you're not going to be able to stand back up, but it's just getting a little bit more rotation and trying to get both hands working at the same time. So Daniel rolls back, both his hands find the ground, and Daniel's used to going over the top. It's quite hard to stop if you're not used to it, but if you guys, you're having trouble, you're going crooked, you're going sideways, all you're trying to do is roll back to here. That's it. The ending's going to be a bit awkward. It's getting both hands on the ground so you don't get used to the habit of going like this, crooked one direction because only one hand is working. So guys, run through that a few times. If again it's still going crooked, it's still going a little bit wrong, put a soft mat on top. The soft mat is going to slow you down, so you're not going to be making that full back roll over the top, but it's going to give you extra time to get your hands up to make sure both palms are in the right shape and they're both finding the ground ready to push at the same time. Okay guys, so work through that. Hopefully that's going to fix those crooked problems. And when you're done, we've got a few more drills to go. Okay guys, so hopefully you've sorted out any crooked rolls that are going on. You've got those hands positioned nicely. And now we're going to add a little bit more speed into this, ready for when we get on the floor. So again, we're still going to need our ramp, but instead of starting sitting down, you're going to be standing next to it. So Daniel against that demo. Standing, and instead of sitting, you're going to be just a quick stop. So squat down, find the ramp, and then you roll straight into it. But we are not falling or jumping back. Some people think that by bending down and rolling, it means you're trying to flick into more like a flip, which doesn't end well. So have a watch, it's a very clear, arms go up, Bend down until your butt finds the mat, and then you start rolling. Okay? So it's up, down, roll over. And again, your feet are finding the ground, not your knees. So again, Daniel's tall, so he can open out like that. If you're having trouble with it, tuck your knees in nice and tight to your chest, and they're naturally going to be lifted into the right shape to find the ground. Otherwise, you tend to open out onto your knees, onto your stomach, and it's just a little bit awkward. So Daniel's going to demo one more time so you can see. And with your hands, they're going to start up. If you need to, they can come down to your knees and grab before they lift to your ears. If they don't, if it feels more comfortable just to go straight to your ears, it's just a personal preference on whatever feels comfortable for you. So have a watch with Daniel. So it's down, hands to the ears, over the top, and again, hands are in that right shape, palms are pointed up, and you're pushing away with both of them, okay, at the same time. So guys, give that a run through a couple of times, and then we're going to move on again to something a little bit harder. Okay guys, final drill for this backward roll before we move on to the floor is going to be that same backward roll on the ramp, but instead of starting on the floor and sitting to the ramp, now you're just going to be starting on the ramp. So it's that whole angle down to the floor, just like it's going to be once we take the ramp away. You just have that angle to assist you in the roll so you don't get stuck on your shoulders or on your head or anything like that. So again, Daniel's demoing for us. So start on the very edge of the ramp. Again, it's going to squish down, guys, if you're a little bit heavier, but that's all right. So arms start up, you squat all the way down. Again, hands preference if you want to go onto your knees just for a second before you roll. If you want hands straight to your ears, either is fine. It's whatever's going to be comfortable for you. So it's down, roll back, hands to your ears, and again you push up and your feet are going to find the ground. So again guys, this is going to be a little bit faster than the last drills we've done, but everything else, all those positions we've worked on need to be maintained. So again, starting position, feet together. Again, hands preference on your knees for a second or up near your ears, either or, but you're not trying to fall onto your back. You bend all the way down, start your roll, and your hands, when they reach the ground, they're pushing at the same time. That's probably the most important part. You'll notice as soon as you push more with one or the other because it's going to roll you sideways. So Daniel's going to go again one more time. And again, all the way through this roll, stomach stays tight to maintain that tuck position. Even if you're opening out, it's an open while your stomach is tight, okay? It's not just a drop to kind of a flat shape. So again, up, down, hands to your ears, push over the top. And if you're good like Daniel, your feet are going to find the floor nicely. So again, guys, have a little play around with that, do a few times. If you need to, again, put a mat on top of the ramp just to slow you down a little bit so you can get a feel for where the ground is and how that body shape is moving. Okay, but give it a go and hopefully it's making a really nice backward roll for you. Okay guys, we've worked through all those drills. Hopefully everyone's body shape is going really well. Hopefully everyone has a good understanding of what your abs are doing, what your legs are doing, what your arms are doing, hands position. And now we're ready to do a full backward roll on the floor. So again, Daniel's going to be demoing for us. And again, we're repeating everything we've done on that ramp or on the mats that you were working on. Same start position, same tuck. The only difference now, guys, is you don't have that assist of the ramp. You don't have that angle. So the only difference when you're rolling, as you push with your legs, you can push and pull your knees in a little bit tighter just to build up that speed a little bit. And the first few may be slow. The first few you might go a little bit crooked. That's all right. It's just learning how much power you actually need. So Daniel's going to demo first. And again, you can see that it's nowhere near as fast as his last ones on the ramp, and that's okay because this isn't a skill where you need a ridiculous amount of power. You just need enough to be over onto your feet. So Daniel's going to go again one more time. Again, hands, personal preference, if you want them to come down to your knees at the start or if you want them just to go straight to your ears. But ear position, they need to be palms pointed up and your hands need to touch the ground at the same time, left and right. From there, it's both push off. Keep your head and your neck tucked in nice and tight, so chin to your chest. And keep those knees tight and it should hopefully roll you over onto your feet nicely. And you can see both Daniel's hands, they push off from the ground at the same time. His head is tucked in nicely and he's not really spending a lot of time on the ground. It's a quick roll over and his feet find the ground nicely. Again guys, if this is a little bit too fast or it just sometimes going onto the floor can be a little bit scary, grab a mat, put it down nice and flat, and again, just like on the ramp, it's going to slow you down a little bit. Technique stays the same, that level stays the same, so you no longer have the assist of the ramp, but it's just going to take away a little bit of that power, a little bit of that speed, so you can get a hang of where everything is and of what the timing is to put your hands up, tuck your knees in, everything like that. So guys, get to work on that. Hopefully all these drills have been really helpful. Daniel can show you one more, and hopefully those backward rolls are turning out really nicely. So again, all that position is consistent all the way through. It's going to look a little bit different, like I've said, depending on how long your legs are, how long your arms are, all that kind of thing. But get to it, guys, and hopefully there are some really nice backward rolls coming along.